All right, guys, this next video is going to be for you more advanced MOWGers who are comfortable MOWGing entire pages and you want the full functionality and power to come into play. And you just want to see this done to make sure it's still done the same way. And the answer is it is. Well, because we created our own template, we have a lot more control over it and we know what to expect out of it. So that allows our coding steps to be a lot easier. So now let me pretend I'm doing a different run for Dan, dash PL or landscape or whatever. It all works the same. Maybe this time what I'll do is switch the theme just so you can see it be the same. Matter of fact, why not, right? Heck, let's do it. Themes, let's just flip. Okay, I don't care, landscape. Okay, and sign out. Don't need it, don't need that. Okay, here we go. Let's refresh. All right, take a sip of coffee. There I got my landscape theme up. That's my idea. And it'd be more fun with a homeopathy background, right? I'll just do this though. It's all the same, like I say, it really is. So let me show you what we're gonna do. It's kind of what you would think. Ready? Let's go in. Let's create our new Excel sheet. Okay. Wow. Let's open it. Okay. Import a web page. Paste it in. You guys know this stuff, right? That's the point. You guys have been through this. Okay, here we go. And that's where this belongs for the universal fixes. We got it done. Code to vars. You expect that. Okay, now universal concatenator. We do not have to highlight the line or anything. We can just hit it. Okay, let's concatenate. And this is the point. We're using our own template. It makes it so much easier to control the expected output so that our work becomes much easier to do, right? And I can concatenate things like ellipsis if I have a dot, 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 and I did. As a matter of fact, it's in here. I just passed it. There it is. See it? So for all those things that we used to have to manually concatenate, we don't anymore. Isn't that awesome? All right, so I got that done. Now let me just start doing stuff. Thesaurus. Okay, we're just going to jump to this. For you guys who don't know how this works, all our videos cover this in our upgrade videos for the toolbars and stuff, and the MOWG Pro, and I'll wind up doing these steps for you too. But there is the whole group of people that want to make sure they understand how this is done. Now notice what I came back to. I did not come back to sheet 1. Okay, in this case, I came to destination sheet 4 if I wanted to continue with this information here. Or I can use the optional spin rewriter, which of course I'm going to do anyway, right? And forget about this stuff that goes past. There's sheet 2, so I can use it for the spin rewriter output, right? So if I want, I can go ahead and do that now. Let me just see if I can get in there. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay. All right, rewrite. Let's get there. Rewrite. Okay, rewrite multiple articles. You guys know. And for all you guys who've never seen this done before, it's fun to watch how easy this can be. I'm going to just start putting them in. Control C. That's my first article. Now, I don't have to pull this up. I always say hit the backspace to come up. You don't have to. I just always did. Okay. Being anal, I guess. Add another. And here we go. Last one. Control C. That's all 3 of the articles. Okay. For those who know how this works, you understand what's going on. But yes, it is this easy, basically. Okay, I'm just going to wait for this thing, so I may as well pause. Actually, while I'm pausing, let me explain to newbies. Part of what was done was that this was varred out with vars from the thesaurus. I highlighted the whole row and hit thesaurus, and that put things where it figures there should be verbiage. If our thesaurus has it, then it can probably be spun. These terms, right? Things that should be protected is stuff like South Bend. I shouldn't allow that. I did. I shouldn't. But whatever. It's details. I can fix it later. In any case, what that did was give it a chance to think, well, this is probably the right set of combinations, and it broke it down into 3 stacks because there's a maximum character limit to a stack of these, okay? But it put all of the details into 3 cells. See that? It goes this far on the page before it jumps to the next one. It's 500 words. That's because the spin rewriter limit that we use is about 500 words out, right? And yes, can you do this from inside our system? Absolutely. Inside the T2H with the pages? Yes. Okay, and so you'll like doing that because you'll understand what's going on. But now that I got those articles pasted in, what we did was deal with the coding. We converted all the coding and all the static words to just alphanumerics like SRW1. That's, hey, spin rewriter 1, SRW2. Then comes SRW3 in words finally, and then SRW 6, 7, whatever. That's why this is 501. It's the first thing of the second line. 500 words here. This starts with 501, goes to 1,000. This starts with 1,001, basically, and that's why you see 1,007 over here. Okay, so it's 500, 500, 500, and it would keep going if it did. That's why we do multiple articles of 500 each. Okay, now I can close my other tabs to get them out of my way. I've got those 3 articles, and it did the first one here, then the next one here, then the last one there. Well, heck, I'm just going to open them in the order I want. So I want to open this on this page, but first, let me right-click and open this on the next page, open that on the next page, and then finally open this here, okay? That way I can see that's SRW1, okay, SRW501, and the rest of it, okay? And they're all varred out according to spin rewriter, right? It's been spun. So I'm going to paste them back in here to keep on doing the work. Now, what you should recognize is that's what this is. That's the spin rewriter coding, okay? That means we're going to be converting from spinner syntax, right? Well, I need a new page for this. So or a new tab. I'm just going to go to one, okay? And I got to double click in here to paste the first thing in, right? Okay, you'll see. Let me go to my first one. That's this one. Click in there. Don't just hit Control A or it controls all the page. Remember? Click in here, Control A, Control C. Okay. Double click, Control V. It's all inside the cell. Now jump to my next page. Click in there, Control Alt, Control C. Jump here. Double click in the next box, Control V. That way I put these right next to each other. Then the last one goes in here, C1. So Control A, Control C, double click, Control V. If you don't double click, then it could separate the words out. That's no good. You have to have all the words in here. Just remember that. Okay. If you screw it up, just delete it and do it again. It's so easy. Your tabs are right here, right? 1, 2, 3. So they're right there. But I got it right, and so I should be able to open it up. Now that I have all 3 right next to each other with no blanks, no blank columns, remember, there's got to be, if there's something here and then there's more, it's got to start here. If there's more, it's got to start here. And that's enough. And then I have nothing left. Okay, that's why it's blank. Nothing left. Okay, so convert from spinner syntax. And it's going to go through all of that and straighten it out. Now that's beautiful. So it went all the way across for me, straightening it out. Okay, and right to the end of the page. Now you say, well, what is all this SRW123? That was the original stuff, like the coding and static words it could not find variations for. So what do you think I do there? I hit the next thing. After convert from spinner syntax, I hit alphanumerics to var sheet coding to get from this alphanumeric look to the original var sheet pieces that were there before. And it did. It's doing it. Now we got it. The regular coding for the page, the coding for the page, and then, hey, South Bend, landscape, South Bend, landscape, landscaping design, da 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 da, and so on and so forth, right? Now this is starting to make a lot more sense. Now at this point, what can I do? I can clean it up, add to it, go through it, create more variations, do a better job, make it better. You know, I can make it better if I want. By the way, could I do things my universal concatenator, like put South and Bend together and have it concatenate them all? I could. I just don't need to. I mean, I'm probably wasting my time if I do it city by city, but I could. You know, things like this can be done. All right, whatever the case is, I got that done, so I can just get out of here. I don't need to be in here anymore. Log out, close. Okay, I'm done with that. Now I'm here. Let me finish the job. I need a header generator. Menu generator comes later. I do that when I'm all done. You know, with the var sheet, the CSV file, I'll do that. But right now, I just need a header generator to put a header on this whole thing. So I went from convert from spinner syntax to alphanumerics to var sheet coding. Now, header generator. Just remember that. That is the natural order, and it's going to do a bunch of more steps for me at this point. You might ask, why doesn't this do all the steps? Why doesn't it go boom, boom, boom? And here's the answer. A lot of people will stop right here. They'll go boom, boom, And then they'll stop right here and start doctoring these things because this is what you do if somebody's paying you enough money to put your time into it. And if they're not, if they want a bunch of pages but they just want to pay cheap and you got to work cheap because you can't put time into this, not a lot of it, then that's all you need to do. Now, finally, could I still do stuff here before I do the header? Yeah, I could take and concatenate some of this stuff if I want. I don't need to at this point. I really don't, but I could. As a matter of fact, I can double check and just make sure it looks clean, because I think so. If I do a code reassembly and hit bam, then yes, it did work just fine, except of course it doesn't understand that. But let me do the rest. Code reassembly, bam. Okay, and then code reassembly, these two together with a space between because they're supposed to. And then I can finally fix that last issue, right? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there I go. So I got my phone number together. Did I need to do it? No, I just wanted to make sure I could concatenate something and show you how to do it manually really quick. I can double click and you can see it all. All right, whatever. I'm done. Okay, header generator it is. I'm going to assume I did all my work with these vars to make it really readable. I did my manual editing. I like it. So header generator. Okay, and here we go. We're going to overwrite the index file and the CSV file. There it is. There's my finished CSV file, or at least the equivalent of it. Let me close. Okay, let me get in Dan. Okay, here we go. My var sheet, great. No more straight column. It's all perfect. It's all done right. Index, great. And it only is broken up because of all the var tokens artificially taking up so much room. And of course, because I didn't do any kind of a real cleanup to it, right? But everything is normal. When I start producing pages, they will look right. But do you see how much is varred out? Everything I could find, Benton Harbor, I happen to var out Harbor. You know, I can take that out. I can fix it, right? I can turn it back into Harbor and get rid of that var 1139 from the CSV file. You guys should know how that works. You know, if you're watching this and you don't, you can learn. Look at that. It used terms for the related going to the sitemap. Okay, all that's cool. And there's this with the drop downs, and it's even got vars inside the drop down menus, you know, for the verbiage. We don't want on the links, but we do often like it in the words. Okay. So now I could dump this thing. Okay. And I do have these. So could I MOWG that? Yeah, absolutely. Just to show you that it matches. Okay. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Okay. Let's go into the Dan. Okay. Desktop. Dan PL index. Dan PL. It will pick the same folder now. Okay. I wanted it to go where new combine, okay, dot theme to html.com or wherever it is. You know, you can put in the domain token, and you guys who know how to do that can just do that whenever you want. Okay. Next. Just use the ID if you don't know anything about the URL breakdown. Okay. Now remember, click off, browse. Okay. Dan, keywords for Dan, so that we can tell Dan about his keywords they can check Google for, you know, if we're saving them. That's not a keyword, but if we did a regular breakdown, then we could choose the combination of words that would fit best for the keyword combinations. All right, fine. And process, right? Just to show you, it's done, right? So it all worked, okay? Again, there's no point in saving the profile because I don't have all the blocks filled in. But can I go look and see the work? Sure. Let me just do it. C drive, MOWG Pro runs, and this is the one I did at this time. That is this time. Okay. Wow. By the way, don't worry about that HT access file. Delete. That's something else. Okay. Not trying to confuse. And everything is here. My sitemap links for just what I just generated. And again, this is a very silly URL structure. It's not where we want it to be yet, but I'm just showing you this is doable. It's done. It works. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. All of this is the way you would expect. And yeah, they're varred out. These are different pages. Okay. Now, I don't know how anything reads because I didn't put any sensible time into it. There's the title. Whatever. Ideal Landscape Company in South Bend, Indiana. Who knows what it says up here? Edit. South Bend, where the heck is it? Title, Finest Landscape Business in South Bend, Indiana. That's all kind of cool. I don't know why I have this My CMS. I left it in the original file, I guess. But there you go. Different descriptions, and that's true. Meta descriptions different. Different keywords, although who cares about the meta keywords? No one cares about the meta keywords. Different titles, so they can index. It would just be better to have better URL structures, right? As far as that goes. Okay. And then, of course, I should have put real time, some real elbow grease to make sure that the pages are the way I want, really nice and everything. Okay. Open another program. I don't know where I have it open. Right here. That's why. Okay. Try again. All right. Okay, so there's that topic. That's just a normal MOWG run, customized, and I think you guys understand the whole gist of it now. That's how fast and easy and cool it is. If I switch templates and do it with a different design, a different template for a different industry, it would basically be just the exact same way. It would import the same, save the same, you would do the same steps on it. Okay, there you go. That's how easy it is. And by now you're seeing that we're creating a collection of different projects so we can save them in our archives for different uses and run out more pages for them whenever we want. Okay, so whether I delete them or save them is just a matter of my choice. How do I do my business? And if I wanted to upsell somebody on more pages later, they come back and say, wow, those 1,000 pages worked. I want another 1,000. You could say, yeah, that'll be 50 cents each or another 500 bucks, and they'll say, okay. And you can just open up their folder and you can run MOWG Pro on their files that now exist for them because you saved it. You don't have to go recreate all that work. You can save these things in an archive for later use. Okay, that's cool. I could cut them from here and stick them in whatever folder I want. You know, call it something like clients, right? Go in there and paste the jobs. And I have them. I've got my backup. Okay? I can go run these things later. All right, there you go. That's, great wet the whistle stuff for seeing where things are going, right? So you can see how things are coming and where they're going and how cool this is going to be. All right, guys, I'm going to break off this video and do more in the next.